Matrix. So we're looking at exercise 8.2 on page 161 now. So we're going to be looking at some more measuring of area. So let's take a look at the textbook here. Right. So what we've got here is a person who wants to tile the floor of their bathroom. In the given scale, each block here is going to be 625 square centimeters. Determine the number of square meters of the area of the whole bathroom, and then part of the floor that needs to be tiled, which is the shaded part. Okay, we're going to deal with that before we get on to the next part, which is how many boxes of tiles we need to use. Okay, so I counted up the blocks on this picture here, and we got it being, actually let's go back to it and have a look. Let's go back to this. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 10. Alright, so we've got an 8 by 10 grid here, or number of blocks. So I have 8 blocks times 10 blocks. So in total there are 80 blocks here. Alright. Now we know that each of these 80 blocks is going to be 625 centimeters squared. Alright, that means that what I actually have is 50,000 square centimeters. Now the question asked how much it would be in square meters. So I'm going to use something that we used at the beginning of the year for our conversions. So I've got my little piece of paper here with my conversions on it. I look at my area. Square centimeters to square meters. I've got 1 square meter is 10,000 square centimeters. Going from left to right, you would be multiplying, but going from right to left, you'll be dividing. So I take my 50,000, right, yeah, that's 50,000, and I divide it by 10,000 to give me 5 square meters in total for that flooring. Okay, so this is going to be kind of useful for us. Alright, now if I count up the number of shaded blocks on this, we're not going to pull out the book again. Alright, we have 44 blocks that have been shaded. If each of those blocks is 625 centimeters squared, then we are going to have a total of, let's work this out quickly, 44 times 625, we have 27,500 square centimeters. Now once again, they're going to want to have the area in meters, so we just go and divide that. 27,500 divided by 10,000, give me 2,75 meters squared, or square meters. Okay, not too bad. Okay. Question B. 1 box of tiles can cover an area of 0,8 square meters. Alright, so looking at that, they want to know how many full boxes we need to use. So 2,75 meters squared divided by, because we need to see how many boxes we can have, divided by our 8 square meters. So let's pull out the calculator again. 2.75 divided by 0.8. It's going to give us 3,4375, which we know we need to go round up to 4 boxes. Okay. Why do I round up? Because we need full boxes, and if I only bought 3 boxes, I would not have enough. Alright, so that's all good. Next, question 2. Question 2. Samantha wants to sell 200 donuts at a flea market. She has to cover the freshly baked donuts with sugar. 25 milliliters of sugar covers an area of 400 square centimeters of a donut. Use the diagram and formula to determine the surface area of 1 donut. Give the answer in square centimeters, correct to 1 decimal place, it's important, and they've given us a formula for our surface area. Pi equals b squared minus a squared. Right. and then we must use a value of 3,142 for pi, because they've given that. A is equal to 1,5 and B is equal to 6. So let's use our numbers over here. So for number 2, we're going to look at our surface area. Okay, so 2A, my surface area is going to be, I'm just going to put in the formula that they've given me just so that I can refer back to it. I have a amount of 3,142 for pi there. My B, I said, was 6, which I need to square, and I need to subtract from it 1,5 squared. Okay, let's be a little bit lazy, we'll just type that all into the calculator and get that going. Right, so 3.142 multiplied by, open brackets, 6 squared minus 1.5 squared. Alright, so what I get is 106,0425, which I'm going to round to 1,6, 106 centimeters squared. Okay, because with the rounding there, that's not really going to be very useful. Okay, then they say calculate how much sugar is needed to cover all of the donuts. All of the donuts. So we know that she is making 200 donuts. So 200 donuts, each of them having a surface area of 106 square centimeters. All right. That's going to give us a total of 21,200 centimeters squared. Let's just double check the maths quickly. 106 times 200. Yep, that's correct. Okay, now the thing is that we are looking at is, even though we've got our surface area 21,200, we need to know how much sugar needs to be used. Now, normally you can cover 400 square centimeters with the 25 mils of sugar. So we're going to divide that to see how many doses of 25 we need. 200 divided by 400, it gives me 53. So I have 53 times, or doses. Okay, so 53 times 25 milliliters will give me 1,325 milliliters, and if they're looking for the answer in liters, it's 1,325 liters. Okay, that's all looking good. Alright, let me get you a new page then for question 3. Let's take a look at question 3. Question 3 is full of interpretation here, or it can be. They've given you a little map there of Kirstenbosch Gardens, and they want you to count the number of blocks. Alright, this is really up for some sort of argument here. If you were to count the inside, all the full blocks, there are 29 of them, and then there are approximately 11 blocks that are half full or more. So let's call it that there are going to be about 40 blocks here that are filled. So they want the number of square meters in this diagram. Okay, so each square is showing 62,500. So what we're going to do is say that our 40 blocks with the, which are, if I put this here, 29 full blocks and 11 half blocks, half or more. Just going to make myself a little note here of how many blocks I've got there. Okay, so each one of these blocks is 62,500 square meters. Okay, so 40 times 62,500, it gives you 2.5 million square meters. Okay, Now they want that in square meters. That's fantastic. That's what I've given them. The second question they ask you is to give the answer in kilometers squared. So I'm going to refer back to my very helpful little page here. My helpful little page here tells me that if I'm looking at square kilometers, 1 square kilometer is 1,000,000 square meters. Alright, so I'm going to go from right to left, so that means that I need to divide this by 1,000,000. So dividing it by 1,000,000 will give me a 2,5 square kilometer answer. Alright, that's all fine. Okay, now the last one, number 4. They want us to describe 2 given units. The first one being an acre and the next one being 1 hectare. Now I feel like this is a little bit backwards and forwards because of the conversions that I'm going to use here. And they want it expressed in terms of square meters or square kilometers. So let's just look at both of them, even though I think it would probably be simple enough. So they want 1 acre. Now this 1 acre, I'm going to use my conversion sheet here again. If I look for acres to some sort of square meterage or square kilometers, I can see the 1 acre is equal to 0,4047 hectare. Alright, and then I can see what the conversion for hectares to square meters is. Granted, you see there's my dilemma is that I'm going to be converting to hectares. So that is equal to 0,4047 hectare. Alright, and then what I need to do is take my hectare and convert it to square meters, which you do by multiplying it by 1,000, because there are 10,000. Sorry, you multiply by 10,000. So there are 10,000 square meters in 1 hectare. Alright, so I'm going to take my 0.4047 and multiply it by 10,000. Right, which gives me 4,047 square meters. Alright. My other conversion that I can use here is I could always convert my square meters to square kilometers, but which is just divide this by 1,000,000 again. Alright. Or I can see that 100 hectare are going to be converted to a square kilometer. So I can always take my hectares and divide them by 100. So I might do that. So my conversion there, 0.4047 divided by 100, will give me, if this ever happens to you, just press shift in engineering and push those numbers back, 0,004047 square kilometers. An acre is actually quite small. Alright, now the last one, which will be a lot easier, is 1 hectare. So 1 hectare, HA is the hectare sign, that I know is 1 hectare is 10,000 square meters. Alright, I also know that 1 hectare is equal to, well, 100 hectares are equal to a square kilometer, so I need to divide this. So if I take, yes, I know I'm dividing 1 by 100, 0,01 kilometers squared. Alright, so that is the end of activity 8.2. Hopefully that is helpful for you.